What's going on, guys? Tropical Fish Guy here. Today we are going to talk about caring for your guppies. Guppies are a wonderful fish. People keep them as beginning hobbyists to advanced hobbyists. There's all kinds of different kind of varieties of guppies. There's probably hundreds of different varieties of guppies. Long-fin guppies, short-fin guppies, high-finned guppies. Let me show you a couple of cool guppies that I got. I just got a pair of koi tuxedo guppies. There's the male there. He's black body with orange finish. Koi tuxedo, looks like a koi tuxedo, I guess. That's why they call him that. But you can call him just about anything. That was the male. Here is the female right there. I guess we can go straight into how to tell the difference between male and female guppies. So if you notice here, that this girl here, her bottom fin looks triangular, right? Looks triangular, and that is the sign of a female guppy, okay? It's the triangular bottom fin. Now on the male guppies, you will see that they have a sex organ called a gonopodium. That's right, folks, they got the gonopodium. It's a little stick-like appendage. I'm trying to keep this rated G. Stick-like appendage that sticks out of their underbelly. If you can see, let me get you a good shot of that. There's possibly a good shot. Yep, the little stick that sticks out. That is called their gonopodium. What they do is they insert that gonopodium into the female and create babies. There's a good picture. That was, yep, right there. There's a good picture right there. There is the gonopodium on the bottom of that fish right there. Yep, right there. Yep, you see that? So the difference is there's that stick-like appendage called the gonopodium, whereas in the female, there is a triangular type fin on the bottom, like right there. And there is no stick-like appendage. Now, this is the same thing as any other type of live-bearing fish, such as mollies, platies, swordtails, any type of live bearers like that. If I'm forgetting any, let me know in the comments below. The ratio, this is pretty important, the ratio of males to females. Okay, so you want to have at least one male to 2 or 3 females, okay? Because the male will just, if you have, for example, a male to a female or 2 males to a female, the male, just like males, right, they will harass that female to the point that female gets stressed out and could possibly die. I mean, that's in very rare instances, but they will get stressed out if they're not left alone. All that male wants to do is procreate with the females. Anyway, so the ratio is 1 male to 2 or 3 females. That's a good ratio. And you will have the joy of having baby guppies like there. And I just did a video on baby guppies. I'll put a link up here or something, or in the description below, on how to care for baby guppies. They're pretty much the same with just a few additional things you got to consider. But check that video out and see. But definitely, if you want to have the babies, that's a good ratio. So pH range, they like a higher pH, 7.5 up to 8 plus. So they like a higher pH, but they can handle neutral 7 on upwards. Guppies are very tough fish. They handle a good range. And temperature-wise, high 70, well, mid to high 70s to lower 80s is good. Although I have kept them very successfully in temperature ranges of 70s to 80s. So that, they can handle a wide variety. They do like harder water. So if you're in an area of the country or of the world where you have soft water like I do, I add the equilibrium in there that restores and maintains the mineral balance. You can also add the cuttlebone or crushed coral to your gravel to maintain that pH at a higher level that the guppies like. Like I mentioned in the other video, which I won't go into too deeply, is lots of plants. Filtration for guppies. They handle pretty much anything as long as you can have My favorite kind is the hang on back filter. Okay, hang on back filter. It filters a lot of water pretty quickly, as you can see there. But you know, you want to put the pre-filter in there, the sponge filter that allows them not to get sucked into it. Not too much trouble for adult guppies, but baby guppies, you definitely, that is a must. And I get more detailed in that baby guppy video. But they love plants. What do guppies eat? Oh, that's a big thing. Okay, so guppies are omnivores. They'll eat just about anything. I feed them a wide variety of foods. They'll eat any kind of flake food, whatever you got on hand. Definitely give them a variety. You know, feed them a couple of times a day. Once a day is good. A couple of times is good. Maybe not more than that. Sometimes 3 times for the babies. Freeze-dried bloodworms, brine shrimp, frozen brine shrimp, frozen bloodworms. And what I also like to do is, since they do like to pick, if you don't have a lot of algae in your tank, they do like to pick on algae and eat that off. But they also will take a chunk of zucchini. If you slice the zucchini in quarters and then half it and just stick it in your tank, then they will definitely, you'll notice after a few days that zucchini will be gone. They definitely like zucchini. Good plants that goes with guppies is, especially if you are planning to have babies, would be this Java moss, this Java fern here, not that one, Java fern. There's crown Java fern. There's a whole bunch of Java fern. There's a lot of Java fern here in this tank right there with those guppies. Isn't that a cool looking guppy? V-tail guppy. Java fern is a good plant. Got some hornwort there. Got some wisteria back there. Crips there. Crips there. They like that. So mostly any type of plant. Got Spellisneria. I don't know if that's jungle val or just some kind of val. Anyway, so any kind of plants. Tank mates. They will handle, they like hanging out with other guppies, other live-bearing fish, like the mollies, platies, swordtails, that type of thing. They like hanging out with some tetras and stuff. So there's a Von Rio tetra. There's some neons back there. There's some glow lights back there. There's some antlers. There's some other guppies. Snails are good. Got some snails there. Got some shrimp. Oh yeah, shrimp. Shrimp are really good tank mates for guppies as well. The guppies don't pick too much on the shrimp. Of course, when the shrimp have babies, then perhaps, you know, nature happens. Some of the babies might get eaten. Got some Amano shrimp there, some cherry shrimp there. Bristlenose Plecostomus will be good. There's a little baby there. There's a nice group of shrimp hanging out, eating that dead plant. I need to fertilize, but I'll talk about that later. Some good bottom feeders for the guppies to hang out with are Corydoras catfish, which are my favorite kind of catfish. They don't pick on anybody. They leave everybody alone. They're nice. There's a betta back there hanging out. So filtration, like I said, the power filter, the hang on back filter, sponge filter's good. Under gravel filter's good. Just pretty much any type of filtration you got will work just fine as long as it's good filtration to begin with. Air stones, I always suggest, I know I'm controversy. I always put an air stone or a sponge filter that will create bubbles in the water that creates the gas exchange. Every single tank that I have either has an air stone, right? There's some guppies in this tank as well. There's endlers. There's some guppies right there. There's a nice looking orange guppy. He's cool. Nice yellow guppy there. So you can tell I do like guppies quite a bit. Going back to jumping around a lot, guys. So the Anubias is a good plant for guppies. Very nice. That can be the centerpiece of your tank. Centerpiece of this tank. Anubias. Gravel really doesn't make much of a difference. You can have gravel, you can have sand, dirt, whatever, depending on the type of plants you want to use. Well, you know, depending on anything. Guppies can handle any kind of gravel, any kind of substrate is what they call it. If you hear the word substrate, you don't know what that means. That just means the stuff you put on the bottom. Gravel, dirt, sand, whatever it is, whatever it might be. They do like to eat the green hair algae, so I haven't removed that. And actually, the green hair algae is a sign of a healthy, well-established aquarium. But humans just don't like it. But I'm going to pull off some of it. You know, it's getting in the filter some, but no big deal. No big deal. Snail. Here's a good picture of a snail. That's a knee-right snail right there. He does a good job of eating the algae that's on the sides of the tank, as well as some of the plants. Betta fish. Oh yeah, of course. We can't forget the betta fish. Betta fish are good tank mates for guppies, as you can see here. Look at that pretty betta fish. Isn't he cool? Yeah, that's nice. Although he will eat the babies. So make sure you have plenty of hiding spaces. Plenty of hiding spaces for the babies to hide in. That was said in the baby one, but I'd like to mention that here in case you don't see that video. But live plants, okay, versus fake plants. Live plants, they do prefer, it is very beneficial to the water. It sucks up all the ammonia, all the nitrates, all that stuff, and makes your tank healthier. But if you don't like taking care of live plants, they're just fine with plastic plants, silk plants, other type of fake plants is good too. Autocinklus is a good tank mate for the guppies. Oh, there he is, right there. Look at that baby. Isn't that cool? Okay. I focus a lot on those babies on the baby care, guppy baby care video. But what else? There's all these very, isn't he cool looking? That dude is just very pretty. And of course, he's good looking too. And of course the girls look great. They seem to have shorter, there's a girl there, shorter fins. They're not bred as much to have the long fins. And in the fish world, the males tend to be, in general, not always, but the males tend to be more colorful. The females seem to be more plain. The males flare up and get the females' attention, but they just go right after them. Like I said previously, there's a group of babies right there. They do like, you know, guppies are pretty versatile. You can have one, you can have many, but they are a grouping fish. They do seem to me, in my experience, they seem to do better in groups. So they are a social type fish to me. They get along with most other freshwater community nice fish, right? And you can have a whole bunch of them in a small tank. Small tank meaning probably, I would say, 10-gallon tank. You can put them in 5-gallon. Here's a few guppies in the small 5-gallon tank. So I put a few guppies in there to hang out with the beta. You know, so I'd recommend at least a 5-gallon tank. 10 gallons good. Anything higher is good too. Shot of a couple of the Corydoras that are good tank mates for the guppies as well. Corydoras are a very good cleanup crew. They'll eat the stuff on the bottom of the tank. Occasionally they'll come up for food, but you definitely want to feed those as well. There's a nice picture. Oh, check him out. He's bright red. Cherry shrimp there. Got a couple of good looking cherry shrimp in this tank. They're very good tank mates for your guppies as well. So water quality, of course. Make sure you keep your general maintenance routine and do your water testing on a regular basis. And I'll put a link to the test kit that I use to do that. I'll show it to you. I think I showed it to you on the other video. I can't remember if I showed it to you on this one or not. But I always go with the API Freshwater Master Test Kit. It does the pH, ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate. There's also water test hardness kit that I've got. But that one should do just fine. Just go ahead and feed them for you. Let's see here. So I'm going to feed them this New Life Spectrum Optimum Flakes here, because they look like they want to eat something. Alright, so you'll see that they're just tearing it up, going after that food up there. So they're really not that picky about food, but they'll eat just about anything. Like I said before, here is an example of them eating the flake food. Now I do have shrimp that'll take care of that flake that goes down to the bottom, no problem. I do have a good cleaning crew. Look at him, look at her, she's tearing it up. Yep. Yeah, they are good ravenous eaters. They're healthy eaters. They'll eat just about any type of food. So I do that. I'll probably give them another pinch of this other food here. That was pretty quick. They ate that up pretty quick. So how much do you feed them? I would feed them as much as they can eat in about 30 seconds or so. That's a pretty good general rule, but try not to overfeed. I'm gonna feed them some of this. They like this stuff too. But like I said, make sure you have a good cleaning crew that will take care of that. Oh, look at these two cherry shrimp. They look good, don't they? I love cherry shrimp, especially those deep red ones. But they're eating all this food right there. Yep, they're tearing it up there, eating it all. Yep. And any of the stuff that goes down, the cherry shrimp will eat it. Don't overfeed them. You know, that's the trick, right, isn't it? Don't overfeed them. But like I said, there's a baby. Like I said, eating. Oh, look at that shrimp. Oh, those two shrimp, don't they look good? Anyways, let me show you. Yeah, she's eating that. Everybody likes that Fluval Color Max formula, as well as all this other stuff. They'll eat just about anything. They'll come around and they'll pick on this stuff at the bottom as well. Oh, there's a baby. Oh, look at that. Look at that tiny baby. I don't think I got that shot of that little tiny baby on the baby guppy one, so there's a bonus for you. Oh, you see that? The daddy, or one of the males, they will eat the babies. So you got to watch out for that. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? Yep, so he smells the food. Like I said, the shrimp come around and they'll hunt. They'll go through all that foliage just to get those pieces of food that are on the bottom. So it's definitely important to have a good cleanup crew. There's one. There's the Amano that has a piece of food right there. So you do want to feed a little bit heavier for the babies. Oh yeah, they love to hide in this Java moss here. Oh man, look at that. Yep. Yep, babies are coming out. Babies coming out. Yeah, we got quite a few babies in there. Look at that. Quite a few babies. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. There's a whole bunch right there. You see that? But they'll come around. They'll pick up all this extra food that's laying here. Guppies are considered part cleaning crew to some people. So, as a matter of fact, I went to a fish store the other day and they wouldn't sell me a guppy because they were using him as a cleanup crew, which was kind of weird. I was like, don't y'all want to make money? But anyways, yeah, look at that. Oh, there's that male trying to eat those babies. Yeah, but like I said, babies need a lot of hiding spaces to get away from daddy guppies like that one. Okay, that's cool. So I think that that's all I'm going to feed them for right now. I might feed them later, but that's good for a day. I mean, you don't have to feed them every day. I feed them every day, once a day, sometimes twice a day for the baby, when the babies were smaller. And there's some smaller babies. They like to hide in this corner. So you can feed them twice a day. I wouldn't feed them any more than that, but you could. You know, it's up to you. Whatever you think is good, as long as you don't pollute the tank. Keep the water quality in mind, because that is probably the most important thing is in fish keeping. The number one thing is to keep the water quality at a great level. Zero ammonia, zero nitrates. A little bit of nitrates is okay, but especially if you have plants, they'll suck up those nitrates really fast. That is a healthy tank. So they're very active fish. They move around a lot. If you want fish that move around a lot, lots of motion, lots of personality, lots of color. That is why guppies are such a mainstay in the aquarium hobby. probably will be for a very long time. So there you go on caring for guppies, especially if you're new to the hobby. Guppy care for beginners as well, and for intermediates and experts as well. I mean, experts probably know all this stuff already. If you're an expert, just take a look at the footage on the guppy tank and let me know what you think. Give me a like for that. Lots of different kind of guppies, fancy guppies, feeder guppies, guppies in between. So I hope I gave you a bunch of guppy fish care tips that you can use in your aquariums. So let me know. So go ahead and give me a comment, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you like the tropical fish hobby. Great hobby to be in. Share this with someone who you think might benefit from keeping guppies. Guppies, wonderful fish, fabulous fish. Love this fish. Probably my second favorite fish next to betta fish. I love betta fish. But anyways, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you guys watching, and happy fish keeping. Peace.